Friday, 18th of March 2022. The first test of my vario based on the BMP 280 pressure sensor. It worked quite well. As it does its averaging on board, I can let the Arduino sleep some of the time, so the vario uses less than half the current as the BMP 180 based vario. I took off at about 11:30 and did many flights and landings, sometimes climbing 100 or 200 meters above the hill. I have flown with a red kite near Malvern before, but I was really pleased to see two red kites thermaling on Worcestershire Beacon.
Beautiful!
One of my landings was not so good. I misjudged some sinking air and landed heavily. I think it might have been at this point that my speed bar line on the right hand side became detached. I have checked video from before this point and it was attached. It wasn't until I tried to use the speed bar that I noticed this, and I had to reach into my harness to reattach it. I glided out looking for lift, but got really low and was sure that I was going to have to land on Peachfield Common. I found and worked some lift where the common meets the trees, and I did figures of 8s and 360s to stay in the lift. I got worried that I was too close to the tops of the tall trees and gave up to fly out to land, but fortunately found there was lift in front too, which I was safely able to circulate. It's great gaining altitude, especially when you thought you were about to land. Sometimes when I lose the thermal, I have to slow my circling and hope to find it again. And then I can tighten up my circle where the lift is. The thermals had started to get better, and as I left the hill, other paragliders had made it to the beacon from Pinnacle Hill. I allowed myself to drift with the thermal over West Malvern. I glided over Maven. found a thermal before Froomes Hill and climbed up to my highest altitude of the day, which was less than 800 metres above sea level. I was getting cold, so got my coat out. I need to remember to stow it without the zip done up, to make it easier to put on. I found various bits of lift over Bishop's Broom. When I lost the lift, I glided downwind. I thought I was going to have to land here, but I climbed 250 metres here. Eventually, though, I was going to land. At this point, I hoped for another thermal, but I'm always thinking about where to land. The grassy field in front of me, maybe? I don't think it's a crop, but it's going to be muddy. The light brown field on my right, maybe? But are those pigs? That would be really muddy. Somewhere in this golf course? A bit antisocial maybe, but would be a safe and cleaner surface. I don't like wiping mud off my paraglider. Those pigs are sheep, but quite muddy sheep, so it would be a safe place to land, but dirty. Ah, this little green patch coming up looks like fairly public land and nice clean grass.
This place. Try and get out there.
So I just need to glide beyond it to come back into wind. I plan my landing strip to the right of the building. The headwind is stronger than I had planned. But the gravel makes an ideal landing place. And my wing stays clean. My wife had to come and get me after school pickup.